What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective. When they announced this special episode, I thought that it would be more than what it was. I'm not going to say it was the worst thing in the world. You know, the episode was okay, but in a sense, it kind of reminded me of like a look back episode. And we're week 4, I think. It's kind of early to do something like this, kind of strange timing. I mean, it was cool to see, Cody, Jag, and Taylor together on the set in this, semi-scripted thing with Ainsley, but it is what it is. Good evening, Edward. Hi, Prince. Hi, YTC. Hi, Tasha. Yeah, so it's basically a glorified early look back. A very early look back. I have found the things that they're doing this season to be rather interesting and strange in a way, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see here. Hi, Ronald. Patty, you caught one of my lives for once this season. I'm watching for a bit, but I don't want to know the spoilers. It's not really spoilers because it's kind of just going back through. I guess it's a spoiler in a sense of knowing what Cody, Jag, and Taylor think about everything, but it's not a spoiler in the sense of we got anything really new from the episode except for the ending part, which still they didn't really tell you what it is. Yeah, we don't know. It was a decent concept. I wouldn't mind if they do it in the future. What was a decent concept? The twist that they put at the end? Yeah, so basically they're reviewing everything. They were talking about what they thought about Angela. They were all saying she came in a little too hot. They were saying that Matt also did too much in the conversation, which he probably did. I don't think it was bullying and traumatizing and all that stuff that Angela was making it sound like. But yeah, he did too much in terms of trying to deter the current HOH by threatening her in a way, a game threat, not a personal threat. And then it was funny that they all had their feelings on Tucker, where they were basically all like, Tucker's gameplay is wild and chaotic, but we all love it. Well, Cody and Jag seem to be saying that more than Taylor. Taylor was like, he's making stupid moves. Yeah, it's not a spoiler, Patty. I mean, it's a spoiler if you don't want to know the name of the twist, but they didn't tell us what the twist does. They just gave us the name. Hi, Lisa. This is what I'm saying. They advertise this show as, oh, we're going to get these 3 winners that are going to give their takes on everything that's going on, and we're going to see this like wild and crazy behind the scenes footage that we haven't seen before. And then Ainsley is going to let us know about the twist that is going to shake this game up like crazy on Thursday. And they don't even tell us the twist. Like, I'm sure that a lot of people watch that and feel the exact same way I do, where they're like, okay, after you realize that this was just a big look back episode on week 1, then you're like, at least I'm going to get the twist. And then when they announce what the twist is and they don't announce anything else about the twist, you're like, well, what did I spend that last hour watching for? I was like so excited about this episode, to be honest. I mean, I liked seeing them there, but after a little bit, I was like, I could have done without this episode. I mean, it was kind of like the Sunday episodes. The Sunday episodes are always not that entertaining. And then the fact of the matter is they were showing stuff that we saw, like 90% of it we saw already. So it was basically just us getting their thoughts, which I could have gotten from some kind of like CBS interview. Do like a 20-minute interview with the three of them. I could have gone without seeing the clips again. In this current season, I don't know. Most favorite and least favorite. That's a good question because I have not. Actually, you know what? I don't have a most favorite and least favorite player, but my most favorite, in terms of watching them and listening to them, is T-Core. And least favorite, I know people would be expecting me to say Tucker here, but probably Angela. Probably Angela is my least favorite. Actually, I hate to say this, but Cam has been giving me the least in this house. Cam has been giving me the least. He's been so boring. It's quite embarrassing. I know, right? I was excited. I'm like, I came off a hard work day and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this exciting special episode that they've never done before, like a random. And you know what I hated too? How they were trying to big up everything that happened. Oh, the craziest veto ceremony that we've ever had in all time. The wildest week that we ever had. The most insane this and this. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, if you watched early Big Brother, a lot crazier things have happened. Like, Dan Giesling had a funeral. Come on now. How does this Tucker thing rank up there with any of that? Oh, he didn't use the HOH on himself. It's not like that's the first time that's happened or the most dramatic. Gonna join Mockcast simultaneously. Hi, Janice. Hi, Cass. Who else? I think that's it. I like the way they're playing this season. I like Cedric. This could have been a 30-minute. Exactly. It was a lot of filler to me. I agree, Edward. I'm not a fan of Quinn at all. I want to like Quinn, but Quinn is doing too much. Cam was barely even in this look back episode. Cam was like, I remember I was looking at him while Angela was yelling at Matt, and he was just kind of standing there. I haven't seen Cam play too much. It's like I don't dislike him, but he's just furniture this season. He's not doing or saying anything that makes me interested. I believe Cam, Cedric, and Chelsea is in trouble. Well, it depends on who wins. Whoever wins the power really depends on that. If you were in the current house, 4 people I would be in an alliance with. You're asking good questions tonight, Patty. Or maybe you always ask good questions. You just haven't been on a live in a while. Current house. I feel like I would want T-Core for her insight. Aligned with. It's early though. T-Core. I kind of feel like I would want Chelsea. Look at me picking all of Taylor's picks. I might say Cedric. Yeah, so those were Taylor's picks. I think she said T-Core, Chelsea, and Brooklyn were her possible 3 winner picks. And I know Jag and Cody were both like Angela and Tucker, final 2. And I'm like, oh my God, everybody has lost their minds. There's no way that the 2 of them are going to be sitting in this final chair. Cody was like, if Angela makes it past next week, she's going to be in the final 2. I'm like, what are you talking? This is such a long game. What makes you think that she's some foregone conclusion to get in the final 2? Like, she swings on out of here. Well, I know that people would probably be like, there's bigger targets than her, so I could definitely see her making jury. But yeah, Brooklyn is overlooked to an extent. I think to us, the fans, Brooklyn is overlooked, but Tucker is targeting her and Angela is targeting her. And if Tucker wins, she'll definitely be on the block next week if he wins the wall comp. Joe thinks he's good at this, but I don't know in what way. I know, right? I don't know what gives him this weird overconfidence. No, I don't like the new way that the BB show is. Now, I'm not saying that this is the worst season I've ever seen. It's not terrible, but it's just like the AI thing is dragged out too much. And I don't like the AI arena thing. Like, I liked the concept, but maybe just not do it as much. Like, for those who watch the challenge, I like how when they get into the arena or whatever they call it, the gauntlet, whatever that particular season calls it, how TJ is like, prepare for anything. And then when you get in there, it could be this or it could be this. Like, it could be partners, it could be one-on-one, it could be whatever. And then you find out when you get there. That's what I wish the AI arena was like. Not that they get this like the first week. Yes, the AI arena is like, oh, we don't know what the AI arena is going to be. We don't know what it's like. We don't know what kind of games we're going to play. So it's new and it's exciting. So I was excited about AI Arena week 1. But then when it became like an every week thing, then it's like, oh, well, I can volunteer myself because I get 2 chances to get off. That factors into why people are willing to volunteer, because you're less likely to volunteer if there is no AI arena, because you're like, I'm just on the block and that's it. And my only chance to get off is veto. So I'm not going to give the veto to somebody else knowing that there's no other chances for me to get myself off. So no, I like old school Big Brother. I like, sometimes to me, less is more. But I also understand that these shows have to change things and evolve to keep viewers. I came to this conclusion a season ago where I was like, even though I have so many complaints about this particular season, a newer generation that did not see older Big Brother is like, oh, I love this aspect of it, or I love that aspect of it. You know, they have to do that. It's still been kind of predictable this season, but I guess it's just been predictable because of how good one person has been at the comps. So he's been a game breaker. That always makes things less interesting when you get somebody who's just winning everything. We experienced that with Michael, because I remember when it was like, oh, so they put Michael on the block. Oh, Michael wins again. He takes himself off the block. Oh, now Michael's HOH again. Now he won the veto again. Now he won HOH again. That is a predictability, but I guess you can't predict who's going to do that. So it's not necessarily the show's fault. Yeah, isn't that what they do on? No, it's not. But yeah, I think that should have been the case where they make it a rule that if somebody finds out what you're doing, then it makes it null and void. Like if you tell somebody, if you let the cat out the bag, then your power is not able to be used anymore. I agree with that. Because this was potentially an amazing week. Even Cody said that. Like this twist, that particular twist was an amazing twist. If everybody didn't know about it, the fact that everybody knew about it took away all the suspense. It took away all the surprise. No matter how much they sat there acting, I can't believe this happened. We watched Quinn go around to everybody one-on-one and talk to everybody. They all knew he had the power. They all talked about it. He already told everybody who was going up. So it's just stupid. I mean, good job of editing and good job of acting by them. But we already knew what was happening there. Everybody knew. This is what what I found funny? When Tucker was like, if you didn't want to use it, then why didn't you tell everybody from the beginning? Like, that's what you're supposed to do with a secret power. He shouldn't have told anybody. That's the problem. He should not have told anybody, let alone the first person he tells is Angela. That was the worst mistake of his life. He's probably going to lose just because of that. I think they used to do it before, but if they haven't done it, they should. The only time I can think of, this secret HOH thing was the one that I keep mentioning when Claire got the power to change Tiffany's nominees and she kept it the same. I don't remember that. I've been watching forever, but I'm getting so forgetful. Hi all, I'm ready for Quinn to go. Hi Tammy. I heard they used to do that in the past, Patty. Same here. I like Quinn more than Tucker too, but basing it off of the internet and everything that I see on the internet, there's so many Tucker fans out there. But I'm like, I appreciate the entertainment factor of him being like entertaining by doing things that are just wild and unconventional, but I'd rather see the game player. If I had to choose between one of the two of them being in the house, I would definitely choose the one who knows how to play the game and is strategic versus the one that's like, I'm just going to beat you all in the comps. Angela was, I don't know about that. I guess they made a final two. I don't know if they made a final two. I think they did, but it was an early time for that. Hey, MILF man. Every time I hear Quinn talk, I just think Tucker. He's just so different. Like, not Tucker, Turner. I don't know why I kept saying Tucker. Turner from last season. Is Mackenzie the target if she doesn't win BBAI Arena? Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying if she sits up there next to either Cedric or Rubina, she's going to be the one that goes. But then they're saying it's debatable if Rubina sits up next to Cedric. That's where we're at. I can see why people like Tucker, but he's a terrible game player. Half the people who like Tucker, just like the way Tucker looks. Like, that's all the comments that you see. Rubina needs to be separated too. Rubina hurting her game big time. I really wish Mackenzie wasn't leaving. Patty, Mackenzie doesn't really give me anything, to be honest with you. That's another person that I'm not that interested in this season. They made I remember that, but it's like, it's the first night. Unless he really strongly felt, I'm going to ride with Angela to the end, which it's clear that it wasn't that, because look how many final twos he made after that. Quinn is just doing the most. Quinn was just like, I'm going to be this mastermind. This is what usually happens with the super fans. The super fans are like, I know this game. I've been watching this game my whole life. I know exactly what I'm going to do. He was talking about, I'm going to be a snake and a rat, this and that. And I'm just going to lie to everybody. And he did lie, but his lies were not smart lies and they were not strategic lies. And it was just lies that just hurt his game very early. And he got called out by Tucker. And now everybody thinks of him as this dangerous liar. I didn't like Tucker. Thought he was too cocky, but now I want him to go further. I bet he does have his final two speech. I bet he does. He's trying too hard to be iconic, and he's doing too much. Whereas I feel like Tucker, it's funny that I don't even feel like Tucker cares about Big Brother, but he could still get Quinn out first. But yeah, the episode itself was like, I kind of liked the episode to an extent, a little bit, but it was anticlimactic at the end. Quinn is smart, but not a fan any longer. Okay. So let's skip ahead now that we got through all the episode stuff. What did they call it? The instigator. I think that's what they called it. They called it the AI instigator, which is another power that they're saying that America is going to get a chance to vote on. Yeah, I had to double check. They called it the AI instigator. They didn't tell us what it was. They just told us what the name was and said that America gets another power to change the game. Angela and Tuck have a final two. Tucker is a comp beast. Quinn is quirky like Tucker, but not as strategic. I don't find Tucker to be strategic. I find Tucker to be emotional. MJ thinks the game is going to come to her. Rubina may kick butt. I don't see that with Rubina. Derek knew how to be cool with everybody. Oh, yeah. Derek is one of the best. Derek is like top 3 to me if you're talking about BB16 Derek. I almost feel like that's the game that Joseph thinks that he's playing. It's the rat floater chemo fault. You and I are seeing differently this season. That's okay. Rat floater, that's a new one. I'll give my verdict once they give the meaning of the power. Like what this, I know, right? We already have 2 instigator powers. They're called Tucker and Angela, and they're working together. Who votes? Who goes home if it's a tie vote? That's a good question. I don't know. That is a good question. I didn't even think about that. I don't know who would be the deciding vote, but I guess if they're saying that Quinn gets all the power, and if he got the power to choose the nominees and he got the power to choose the replacement, I feel like he'd probably get the power to choose who goes home as well. But how would they do it? That's my question. I mean, I know it's not a secret, but it's technically a secret. So what would be done in that event? Would he announce it out loud? Would it reveal that he has the power? Who would you say are the 3 people? It's so hard for me to say because there's not really many people that I think are gaming. Like people that I can think of that are gaming and not doing the worst job in the world. I have to put Chelsea in there. Before Cedric put himself on the block, I would have put Cedric in there. I might say Chemo. It's hard for me to think of people who are really playing good games. I mean, I might throw T-Core in there. I know it's because I have a little bias for T-Core, but at the same time, it's an early stage to be asking that question. Chemo ratted out the collective to Tucker this morning. I think it's Quinn. I believe Angela, but not positive. Thanks for the info. I did not know that happened. Chelsea, Brooklyn, and SETI. Chemo is selling out alliances. Oh, Brooklyn. I forgot about Brooklyn. I mean, I don't know. It's way too early for me to say that these people are good. They talk a good game. Quinn already voting for eviction. Angela should get the tiebreaker. Yeah, this season, even Cody said that. Cody was like, this is a hard season to really say that this person is doing the best because it's not been a really heavy strategy season. And because of all the AI stuff, there's so many variables outside of gameplay. It's like when you had the Uno cards and we had the original Uno with just the numbers and the +2 and the +4, pick up 4, draw 4, change color. And now they have those Uno games that has like all these different instructions and all these different things. Swap hands with somebody else, do this to do that. It's like, I mean, not that Uno is really that huge of a strategy game, but you get my point here. I think Tucker has done so much that Angela has become background noise. Because I remember the first 2 weeks with the Matt and the Lisa eliminations, she was so messy and everybody was so mad at her. Then once those two were out of the house, and then Tucker like locked in his horns on who he wanted out. And then he had beef with Cedric, and then he has beef with Quinn. Like Tucker has done so much that people are like, I don't really like Angela. However, she's not really that big of a threat, so we can just let her slide by. I see her being in like a Mama Fee position where they're like, we can just get her out later. Except they might not want her to go as far as Mama Fee because she has 2 HOH wins already. Kimo is one of those people where if he's in the final 2, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they would be a bitter jury if he got into final 2. Tammy, Kimo and Tico are no so much. Yeah. That's why I said I'm hesitant to say T-Core. I like T-Core, but y'all remember, well, those of you who were here last year, remember how big I was on Mimi. I was like, Mimi's about to change the game. Mimi's going to win this HOH, and then she's going to nominate Jag and these people, like, and then she just fizzled out and she didn't really have an impact in the game. She was just fun to watch in the storage room. They sit in rooms like they're invisible and get all the, and people think they're invisible. That's the funny part. Because when you hear the reads, you're like, wow, they have perfect reads on everything in the house, but they don't want to make moves. True, the math wasn't mathing. I don't know what happened to that clip. I wonder if I deleted it last year. Oh, here it is.
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
That's what I feel about Tucker every time Tucker makes a choice in this game. I'm shocked that everyone is letting Angela slide by. Is Cam doing anything, or is he just laying low because no one is after him? I refuse to believe that what Cam is doing is strategy. If it is, Cam is the best Big Brother player of all time. If suddenly I find out that Cam has pull in the game, well, if you think about it, we're in week 4. She won 2 HOHs, and Tucker took her off the block. So she has only had to sit in that chair one time. So she hasn't really been up for going a bunch of times either. And they did put her up, 2 times? The 2 times that she wasn't HOH, she was on the block. He is on vacation. He's so chill. Even when he was confronting people, he is so chill about it. Like when he confronted Leah, he confronted like 1 or 2 other people. It was just very relaxed. Like he doesn't really care. I remember when they were trying to convince him to go up on the block as a pawn, he was like, well, I wouldn't love it, but if you got to do that, then just like do what you got to do. I'm like, you are too relaxed. Basically, you're saying Cam is a waste of space. Cam is chill like ice. Watch Angela get further in the game. She is gonna get further unless she yells at somebody or does something crazy, which is possible. But I still think they're basically like, we can get her out whenever, so we're just gonna let her slide. I see her sliding all the way into jury while all these other people just pick themselves off. I don't know. And somebody made a good point where they said they might even try to get rid of Cam before jury because they might turn to the Cam is athletic. And we don't know if we can beat him in athletic comps when they have nobody else to target. Because honestly, once a Quinn is out and a Tucker is out, that's really when the game is going to begin. Although I don't know when Tucker is going to be out because, like I said, he's just so good at all the comps. All right, y'all. I'm going to be on here for like another 5 minutes or so. But this is a good discussion. Hi, Michael. I really enjoyed watching the highlights while eating a bag of potato chips. I remember the last episode of that season, I had a bag of Lay's potato chips that I was eating while I was doing my live recap. That's because she likes him. She liked him from the beginning. They even showed a clip of her saying that she liked him, but she's just mad that he's been so into Leah. Layla. Hi, Layla. Prince D gonna whoop you when you get to the Discord. Who are y'all favorites? Who are your favorites to win? Who do you like the most and who do you like the least? And who do you want to go home on Thursday? Because I was like, dude, I don't know who a Layla is. So I don't even know. Chelsea said Cam doesn't do his chores around the house. But if she was with him, she wouldn't mind because she'd do the chores for him. Chelsea and T-Core would be my favorite. I like both of them. I was wondering. I was like, this is probably Cass. That's something that you would say. Angela is this year's Mimi, Mama Fee. Yeah, kind of. Cam is taking notes from Sarit. Yeah, but I just think that he's a low-profile guy. I just feel that way. Like, Sarit had to downplay herself. I just feel like that's just Cam. I'd be shocked if I saw Cam and all of a sudden Cam was like a totally different guy outside of the house. I want Quinn to win or Cedric. I want Quinn and Cedric to be in there as long as possible. I would shed no tears at Mackenzie leaving, to tell you the truth. Least favorite Angela, favorite T-Core. I want Cedric going to be just because he volunteered to go up like a moron. MJ or Rabina can go home. If I had to pick between those two, I'd rather MJ go home. But if I had to pick between either of them or Cedric, I'd want either of them to go home over Cedric. I'm too fickle to have a favorite. It's so interesting how Big Brother is different every year. Because last year at this time, I was rooting heavily for Cirie. Season 24, I was rooting heavily for Taylor. Like, I had actual favorites. And this season is like where the wind blows. Sometimes I like this person. Sometimes I like that one. It's like the stock market. I wouldn't mind seeing Cedric going, oh, no, I don't want Cedric to go. I like Cedric. I don't like anyone. That's typical of you, MILF man. I'm with you, Edward. I agree. Cam has like 600K followers. You don't have to be high profile to have 600K followers, to be honest with you. He doesn't need it. That's it. That's what he's there for. Cam is very playful in the house, but terrible because he's not trying to win the game. He wants that 600K to go up to 1 million. But actually, he's not been walking around with his shirt off like Tucker, so he's kind of been like low profile in a way too. Watch us get another Quinn HOH. Same thing with Jag. He got back to back. I know, it was so annoying. Oh yeah. That means that Angela is eligible and Quinn is eligible, I assume, to play for HOH next week. Like everybody will be eligible. No problem, Patty. Actually, the interaction is my favorite part because the seasons are like sometimes it's really interesting, sometimes it's really boring, but the comment section is always the interesting part for me. Like last season, I mentally checked out 60% of the way through the season, and I only stayed here for the chat. My favorite part, Patty. There's a couple of times that I liked Battle Back, but then Zombie Week made me like, I don't want to battle back this season. Like maybe if you put it away, you tuck it away for a while and bring it back for season 30 or something. But right now, I'm cool without a battle back. Casey from BB20. Yeah, I mean, but Casey was like, I don't know. I feel like Casey is just. A lot of people liked Casey. Like we might have thought she was boring, but a lot of people liked Casey. People are talking, even though Cam is low key. Hold on. Alexa's being rude for some weird reason. Alexa interrupted me. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Casey. Yeah, so a lot of people are, even though Cam is not really making waves in the game, a lot of people are, he's making waves at the same time with his personal decisions. And they're holding this Leah thing against him. Like, oh, I think that he told Leah about our alliance. So they're kind of holding that against him. And Chelsea's mad at him, and Chelsea has some pull in the game. And it's just like Cam's name is actually in a lot of people's mouth. Whereas Casey was low profile in the sense of nobody was really talking about her and everybody liked her. So he's like boring to us, but he has people that dislike him for game reasons already without even making any game moves. Top 4, City, Chelsea, Tikor, Brooklyn. Patty, I definitely think they'll have a battle back. The only reason for Cedric, because he was a dummy for volunteering. I mean, they all feel like, good evening, Colleen. They all feel like, oh, because I have the AI arena, I can volunteer and I can be okay. I think Cam may be waiting for his time to come out and kill the comps. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that he's throwing comps. I believe that. And I agree too that Casey was more outgoing than Cam. Like she's not like some huge extrovert, but yeah. She's more so one than him, at least in the game. Maybe y'all know more about him outside. I'm not one that actually really spends time going through their profiles. The only time that I really have been doing that is in the last couple of seasons when I like somebody that I've seen on the show and I think they're interesting. But even then, like last season, I followed quite a few people, but there's only there's not many of them that I really even like their social media, to be honest. He definitely made a dumb move. This is the season of dumb moves, like. But everybody is praising Tucker, so everyone who praised Tucker for volunteering himself should be praising Cedric as well. Because what's the difference? All right, y'all. We got a bonus episode, so y'all got a bonus live, reminding all of you that tomorrow is the start of the challenge, season 40, which looks like it's going to be the biggest season, and maybe one of the best seasons, hopefully the best season they've ever had. And it starts tomorrow, and unfortunately it's at the same time as Big Brother, and I'm going to be watching that instead of Big Brother on Wednesday. So my Wednesdays are going to be dedicated towards the challenge starting tomorrow. So I will be recapping, but this is how it's going to go. I put this in my community page, but I'm just going to say it here live for those who are watching. My Wednesday recaps are now going to be Thursday early in the morning before I start work. So you're going to get 2 lives from me on every Thursday. I'm going to do my challenge recap after the episode on Wednesday. And then Thursday morning, I'm going to do my Big Brother Wednesday episode recap. And then I'm going to be on after the elimination, after the eviction. I keep calling it elimination. Eviction, after the eviction episode, every Thursday. So it's going to be a busy few months. It's going to be a busy few months. I have a lot of things going on actually in the next 2 months. A lot of things going on in the next 2 months. So it's going to be hard to commit to doing this. But y'all know when I get in my grind, I'm really on my grind. Because last year, you know that I did 100 days for my dad. All 100 days, I did at least one live every single day. Even during the boring parts of the season, even during the parts when Jag and Matt were winning everything. So when I'm in it, I'm in it. I want to thank everybody for your support. And this is a very active chat again tonight. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Comment after the video drops also for the algorithms, because eventually this is going to pick up in the algorithm. It always takes a while. And hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop some more great content. And one more thing.
You are now tuned in to Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective.
What's up, family? It's Mimi from Big Brother Season 25, and you are now tuned in to Mindful Reality with Mark. I need for y'all to stop what you're doing and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, because the math ain't mathin', okay?